Welcome back to yet another episode of Before You Summon. We have arrived at our final standard event before the 3.5 anniversary kicks off. That being said, it was almost a year ago now that I shook up the formula for the Before You Summon videos in conjunction with the event Friendship Rebuilt. But as I'm always looking at improving my content with each and every episode of Before You Summon, we are shaking up the formula and trying something entirely new for this event. So I would love to hear your opinions about the new structure down in the comments, but with that, let's get straight into the event. And someone pointed out in the comments of my monthly showcase that I was pronouncing the name of this event wrong. So I will try to correct my pronunciation, but remember I am neither natively English or Italian, but this is the first Concerto. This event will run from March 22nd to March 28th and is a Vivi Bad Squad unit-focused event in the Happy attribute. The focus member for this event is Toya, with the supporting cast being Anne, Kohane, and Vivi Bad Squad Meiko and Kaito. And the synopsis reads as follows. Aiming to surpass Rad Weekend, the members of Vivi Bad Squad are facing the challenge that Ken gave them. Toya was given the task of creating songs that each member will sing at the event. Accepting the task, Toya gave his all and created the best song he could. And since this is a standard marathon event, we will see 2 exchange shop cards become available once the event starts. The 2-star character for this event is Kohane with her card I'll talk about my family a lot. Kohane is a cute attribute card with a healer skill. And because her status as a cute attribute card, she has no future usability as it currently stands on the Japanese server. The 3-star character for this event is instead Vivi Bad Squad Kaito with his card supporting one's difficulties. Kaito is a mysterious attribute card with a scorer skill called Wanting to Celebrate Your Hard Work. Because Kaito is a mysterious attribute card, he will see use in one future event, being Over Rad Squad. Over Rad Squad will run from the 30th of June to the 7th of July and has Akito, Kohane, and Vivi Bad Squad Miku in the gacha, meaning that Kaito is of higher gameplay value as he's only ever available with a 50% bonus. And of course, both of these cards will become available once the event opens through the event exchange shop. And of course, starting alongside the event is the event gacha called Roots in the Snow. The gacha will be available between March 22nd and March 30th. And since this is a marathon event, this is a standard permanent gacha, meaning that the cards will enter the standard gacha pool once the gacha concludes. This is a happy attribute event, meaning that all new cards added through the gacha are of the happy attribute, and since it is a standard permanent gacha, we will see 3 new cards, starting with the focus character of the event, Toya, and his card, My Shackles Are the Key. Toya is a perfect scorer skill card with the skill name Even If I Walk Down a Different Path, and perfect scorer skill cards will grant you 110% score bonus for 5 seconds for only perfect taps. Toya of course arrives with a brand new costume as well called Color the Past. With Toya's card being of the happy attribute, he has future usability in one single instance, being the event Time to Take Off, that will run from the 11th of January to the 19th of January 2026. This is a Vivi Bad Squad unit-focused event with Toya, Kohane, and Vivi Bad Squad Len in the gacha, meaning of course that the Toya from the first Concerto is of a lower gameplay value, since he will be available with a 70% bonus during this event. As for new limited costumes, Toya has 3 alternatives. His first new limited costume comes with the event Whip the Wimp Girl that will run from the 30th of April to the 8th of May. His second new limited costume comes from the event Put Your Heart Into It Dream Stage, that is also more commonly referred to as 4th anniversary. This event will run from September 30th till October 10th and is of course connected to a Bloom festival, but Toya is one of the event characters during this event. His final new limited costume comes in the form of the Ian Stars collaboration event that was available between February 15th and February 24th. As for rerun alternatives for Toya, he has 2 available. Do remember though that the second rerun of any given limited gacha is the final rerun before the gacha itself is discontinued and the card join the recollection festival. The first rerun where Toya is available is the second rerun of Cybersnipe that we will see in July, which is followed by the second rerun of the Imperial Soldiers gacha that we just saw on the EN server, with the final rerun confirmed for September this year. Our second character to get a card in the gacha is Anne, with her card Swaying on the Road at Dusk.
もうちょっとだけ。
Anne is a healer skill card with the skill name Looking Forward to More of Your Teachings, Sir, and healer skill cards will recover 350 life and grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with Anne's new costume being called Cherish Regret. And since the event Time to Take Off is a Vivid Band Squad unit focused event in the Happy attribute, Anne will also see use during this event. But since she's not one of the gacha characters, she's only ever available with a 50% bonus, making her card from the event First Concerto higher gameplay value. Anne will also see use during a second event, being Workout and Fly Muscle Training. This event will run from September 10th to September 18th and is a mixed event with Haruka, Akito, and Tsukasa in the gacha, making Anne once again higher gameplay value as she's only ever available with a 50% bonus. As for new limited costumes, Anne will get 2 alternatives. Her first limited costume is of course alongside Toya in the event Whip the Wimp Girl that will once again be available between April 30th and May 8th. Her second new limited costume coming in the form of her Bloom Festival exclusive card tied to the event Unfading Wishing. Since she is a Bloom Festival exclusive card, she will only be available between December 31st and January 4th, 2026. And as for rerunning gachas, she has 2 upcoming, with the first one being the first rerun of the Fluttering Maidens gacha in April, with this gacha's second rerun already confirmed for November. And this is followed by the final rerun of the Divine Beast New Year's gacha in August. Our final character in the gacha is Vivid Band Squad Meiko with her card Because They Are Important. Meiko is also a healer skill card, meaning she shares the exact same skill text as Anne, with her skill name being the flip side of love. And the final new costume added with this gacha is called Love Suffering. And Meiko will of course also see use in the event Time to Take Off, as it is a Vivid Band Squad unit focused event. With Meiko, just like Anne, being of higher gameplay value, as Vivid Band Squad Meiko is only ever available with a 50% bonus for this event. But it is worth mentioning that Vivid Band Squad Len is in the gacha with a 70% bonus, so you could see it as Virtual Singers having a 70% bonus alternative. And Meiko has no further usability outside of the event Time to Take Off. Meiko surprisingly actually has 2 new limited costumes upcoming for her. The first new limited costume Meiko will get is from the event Over Rad Squad as a Bloom Festival exclusive card. This means that Meiko is only available during the Bloom Festival portion of the gacha on June 30th to July 4th. Her second new limited costume comes from the event with her hands covered in scars, with this event running between November 30th and December 11th. And as for rerunning gachas, Meiko also sees 2 reruns that are upcoming. The first rerun Meiko will see is the final rerun of the Flight to the Future gacha in October. This is then followed by the first rerun of the New Year's Enchanting Flowers Bloom Bright gacha in January of 2026, with no second rerun yet confirmed, obviously. As for for this event's team building, of course, despite Akito not getting a card tied to this event, he will be granting the 50% bonus as it is a unit-focused event. And of course, as always, the 3 cards added with the gacha Roots in the Snow will grant a 70% bonus for being the event-focused cards. But with that, let's cover the 2-star and 3-star special cases. The 3-star and comes from the event On Your Feet that joined the standard gacha pool this month. This means that if you did not play during the event On Your Feet and you did not get the and during last event's gacha, you have no way of having her if you're not pulling from the Roots in the Snow gacha itself. In addition, the 2-star Kaito comes from the event Let Sekai Hear Your Song that has not yet entered the standard gacha pool, meaning that if you did not play during Let Sekai Hear Your Song, you have no way of having this 2-star Kaito. As for 4-star cards with a 50% bonus, we actually have 3 previous unit-focused events in the Happy attribute for Vivi Bad Squad. One of these events were a limited unit-focused event, while the other 2 were permanent. The limited event is Stray Bad Dog, which had Akito, Ann, and Kaito in the gacha. This event was released during the first year of limited events though, meaning that only Ann and Akito has costumes and haircuts, meaning that they are the only true limited cards from this gacha. The Kaito instead does not have any hairstyle or costume, making it semi-limited as it is a permanent card available in the standard gacha pool, but it's only ever been rated up in conjunction with a limited gacha. The first permanent event, on the other hand, is the event Find a Way Out that added an Akito, a Toya, and the Vivi Bad Squad Luca to the roster. The second permanent event that is a unit-focused Happy attribute Vivi Bad Squad event is Kick It Up a Notch that added Akito, Ann, and Kohane. This leaves 6 additional 4-star cards with a 50% bonus from mixed event, 1 permanent and 5 limited. The permanent card comes in the form of the Kohane from the mixed event Time to Hang Out. 2 out of the 5 limited cards that remain are special cases. As for the standard limited cards in order of release, we have the Colorful Festival exclusive Toya from the 1.5 anniversary. Also from the 1.5 anniversary, but instead of the Colorful Festival portion, it is from the event portion of the gacha, is the Vivi Bad Squad Len. The final normal limited card is the Ann from the 2.5 anniversary event in this singing city. The first special limited card comes in the form of the Toya from the Sanrio collaboration event. The second special limited card comes in the form of Kohane's Whirling card, which is a semi-limited card, as Whirling cards are only ever available in unit-focused gachas, meaning that this Kohane will be available during this event's gacha Roots in the Snow. But like I said, she's semi-limited as she's only available during unit-focused gachas for Vivi Bad Squad. Finally, we also have 2 birthday cards available with a 50% bonus. These being Kohane's from the first year and Toya's from the second year. And this event team building for late game players is downright awful if you aren't specifically a Vivi Bad Squad fan. With 15 available 4-star cards where 8 are either limited or connected to a limited gacha of some kind. And the 7 permanent cards doesn't make it much better, as 6 of them are from only 2 permanent events. It's also worth noting that these 2 events were released very close together actually, with only 6 events between Find a Way Out and Kick It Up a Notch. So this is definitely an event where there will be massive discrepancies in event bonus if you're a Vivi Bad Squad fan or you're being lucky with your off-banner card pulls. I will say though that for early game players and mid to mid-late game players, the 3-star selection and 2-star selection is actually very good for this event. This despite being 1 3-star card short since Ann just recently joined the standard gacha pool. For mid to late game players who are struggling to make a strong team, the selection of 5-star cards is actually pretty damn decent to fall back on. On top of this, most of the 3-star cards is actually pretty old and the 2-star card selection is vast, meaning that early game players shouldn't have that big of a problem as well, making a 250% team. So the card selection when it comes to 4-star card is downright abysmal for late game players who are trying to min-max, but the 3-star and 2-star selection is very decent with a vast number of cards to fall back on in the 3-star category if you don't have any 4-star cards to use. But I don't actually have much more to say about the event team building, so following the conclusion of the event we will see an afterlife. The afterlife will be available between March 28th and March 29th. Participating in the afterlife in the designated time frame will grant you 300 crystals and a stamp. The stamp this time around of Toya called I Have What It Takes. Added alongside the afterlife is of course a new virtual item to customize your virtual live avatar. This time around it's another hat in the form of a grand piano from the story of First Concerto. And as always, if you want this hat to customize your virtual live avatar, you will either have to pay 3,000 virtual coins or 1,000 crystals. Finally, the commissioned song related to this event is called Blender and will grant it to you through your in-game mailbox on March 28th. This song will release with a Sekai version as well as a virtual singer version with a Toya alternative vocal added later on August 9th on the Japanese server. So if you're a massive Toya fan, you can look forward to the alternative vocal of Blender sometime in August on the English server. But with that, we have arrived at our final question. Should you summon from the Roots in the Snow gacha and should you participate in the event The First Concerto? I still have no clue if I'm saying that correctly. But of course, the short answer is always yes. If you love these cards, you should definitely pull from the gacha, and you should always participate in every event to get the goodies and rewards that are available to you. But with that being said, there are a few things we can point out that might sway your opinion. Of course, this is a marathon event, meaning that all of the cards join the standard gacha pool once this event ends. Meaning that they will be available in all subsequent gachas, as well as existing in things such as pick lists and happiness packages. This of course makes it less dire to pull for these cards than say a limited gacha that are being discontinued or an upcoming limited gacha such as the 3.5 anniversary. I also have to say that this event doesn't leave much of an impression of me and does feel like a filler event despite being a unit focused event. The story is solid, but it didn't really capture me as much as it maybe should, and the cards are very underwhelming in my opinion, both in costumes and card art. While the symbolism is definitely there, I just feel like it doesn't pack enough of a punch for me to recommend you pulling from this gacha if you have any other gacha that you want more. After all, we're going to see our first Bloom Festival soon, the 3.5 anniversary is just around the corner, we have the 4th anniversary on the horizon, as well as the EN Star collab probably in February, if we get it at all. Of course, you can make an argument that with how bad the event team building for Happy Vivi Bud Squad is, this might be a great event to fill out your roster. But as always, you should not pull for a gacha to fill out your roster, instead you should pick the cards that you really love, and especially since the future usability of these cards isn't that great so far at least. But with that, please tell me down in the comments what you think about this event. Do you think I'm being too apathetic, or do you also think that this feels like a filler event despite being a unit focused event? Please share your opinions about the new structure as well down in the comments. I probably won't use it for the Rises 1 episode though, just to get that episode out consistently. Also, consider leaving a like, sharing the video with a friend, and making sure that you're subscribed if you made it to the end of the video. As always, a massive thank you to all of my Patreon, with a special warm thank you to my append players, being Ollie, Charlie Toyism, Katie, Mia Marie 21, Opal Siren, Petterish, Romaru, Shoop, Snobby Hickory, and Veritas Uwu. All of you guys are amazing as always, and I really can't thank you enough. If you would like to join the Patreons, there is a link down in the description if you want to support me that little bit extra. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it to the end of the video. I will not keep you guys here any longer. Let's get out of here for the week.